Okay, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just going to, like we've done before, just kind of go through some scenarios and, throw some stuff at you, and we'll just go from there.
All right.
All right, first one, why don't we simulate that you're in marketing and you're taking a customer call from this address, and it's 236 Sycamore, Sycamore.
2316.
No, 236 Sycamore.
236. All right.
Okay. All right, and why don't just go ahead and do everything you would need to do to set them for a 1-year ICTC.
All right. Let's see, phone number not in there.
Yeah, notice too, we put the email address field right here as well.
Email.
That's right below the phone number, yeah.
Did you watch that last night?
Yeah, I did. We were lucky to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is either leave it blank or put a real email
I got you.
in there.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Just put mine. All right. I was actually showed me the online version. Oops, where you go?
Right.
And it was looking much different, or not much, a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm sure. Some of these, like I've gone in and moved some stuff around, and I've done it on, this is actually my login. I've done it on mine and the administrator, and it only changes for the actual login that or the way for the user that you're logged in for. So, and to be honest, I haven't even looked at it. I think I should want that contact date filled in. That would be the only.
Yeah, I don't know what they put. Let's say I'm going to set the appointment for, what, today or tomorrow. They usually put it for the day after, I think, to follow up.
I thought, my understanding was she wanted today's date, knowing the date that they called in, because that's what they use this date as far as the federal do not call and the length of time we have to contact.
I got you. It's the next contact date I'm thinking of. No problem.
Yeah, but you do the next contact date, you just do that from the service order. You wouldn't do it from here.
Okay. Let me write that real quick. Next, because I don't think we addressed the next contact.
Yeah, because again, everything, because this is basically, we're putting information to set up the customer card, and then the service order is created to set the appointment, and so there's a next contact date on the service order. That will use that one.
All right, where's the? All right, we got to create this. Test, okay. Okay. Service order details. We'll come on down to item templates. 1 year TP. 1 year TP. Check.
Yeah, and how about this one? Let's say they're going to put $100 down with a credit card.
No problem. Yeah. Let's go. Service rep. Just take care of quick source. Let's say new homeowner status. All right. Always refresh. Put that down. So for payment. It's a customer. The down payment of 100.
Well, they're going to pay by credit card, so how would you do that?
Oh, shoot, it doesn't do the undo.
That's okay. You can. It doesn't. I mean, you're going to make that
Right.
zero.
Well, there you go. For credit cards, we're going to go credit card amount 100. We're going to go up to let's see, submit credit card receipt 100. Then we put in credit card number.
Yeah, and we're not, we're actually going to set it up hopefully in the next week or two with the test credit card system so we can start putting in and getting approvals just like it'll work when we go live.
Gotcha. So I just, guess it was 1/16. That's, I know, I was watching your video, and the same thing just applied. I know this is a mock, but expiration month and year, it was only type in 2 characters.
I know. It's supposed to be just expiration month. If you look at that up there at the top right-hand of that form, it says expiration year. That's the way that it wants you to put it in.
Okay. I saw you put it.
Like 18. Yeah, that's what it's looking for you to do.
That's the one you did on your video. Then, of course, if you had to put that in, then you go, okay. Then you go, oops. Credit card can't be blank. CVC.
Yeah, or you can just hit the cancel key, and that will actually simulate.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, then invoice. Where'd it go? Invoice payment. Yes. Yes. Come down. Hey, where's my payment?
You got one more step.
Negative 100. Yeah, advanced payments.
Right.
And then apply. Drop down. Pick you. Come over here. Where'd you go? All right. Negative 100. Okay. And it should show apply advanced payments. Okay.
Okay. I think you're missing one thing. Take a look at the what they're actually. What's the system saying that they're paying? There you go.
Let me refresh. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any guy hung up on the same thing yesterday. That customer down payment field. What exactly is that?
Well, that's just a regular down payment that the assumed technician would collect at appointment because it's not a PIA, it's paid advance.
That's exactly right. Okay.
I got it all. Like I said, I've watched your videos. It's in my head. Echo.
Well, I'm gonna ask you questions like that because that's what I found with some other people that I've been working with is they're good with the steps because they practiced, but then some of the stuff they're not really sure what it is.
Gotcha.
So that's the thing. I want to get everybody where not only do they know how to do it, but they understand what they're actually doing. So.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of that I've got 57 pages so far towards the manual because I tried to put in every word that to kind of give them a keyword or something to relate why this is being done.
Okay.
As best I could. Hopefully they'll understand it.
Okay.
All right, what else you got for me?
I think we're at the point, one thing we want to review, this is something I don't think you and I have talked about that much, and I know I put it in some of the videos, but there's, we've decided on a permanent note field that's date and time stamped for the accounts. Just going to see if you could go there and show me where that is.
Well, I remember the last meeting I sat on with the other people, you say you moved it to like the customer card or customer notes. But
Exactly.
I don't know if this note on the service ticket is the same as
right
permanent as it is on the one on the contact card.
Right. How about this first? Why don't you go to the customer card?
All right. Oops, where'd you go? Let me move this thing with these shrink controls. Right here.
Okay, well, there's that's the one for the note that is going to appear on every single appointment ticket. You know, it could be something like a gate code or you know, dogs in yards.
Right.
If you hit the edit key, so you can edit.
Oh, there we go. It's grayed out.
Okay, and then I'll take the after you type that in, I'll take the mouse and show you.
Okay.
And I think I'm sure you've seen this along the way sometime. Right here, this note field. You click
Gotcha.
here, you click in there, and actually it's a pretty good amount of text you can put in, and then you save it, and it's date, time, stamp is permanent. But you can also click this too and select a user and actually send them the note. They'll get a notification that there's a note field that they need to look at.
Yeah, I think you covered that with Stacy the last testing I sat in on.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that really applied to us, and I didn't put it in my notes, but I will now.
Yeah, what's the kind of thing? Well, for instance, I mean, again, if you're, you know, in marketing and you're working on the service order, but you know, what I've concluded is the best place to make permanent notes about this customer is here, because again, it's permanently saved. They'll always be here. There's plenty of room.
And after you hit save, does it show up anywhere in the card, or is it kind of like on the back end, or what if you want?
Yeah.
Just make sure it took. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm showing you right now.
Okay.
So you open it again, see here, and then you can click on it. And again, there's room here. You can put a lot of text in here.
Right, but it doesn't show up on the card anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Once
you actually have to click on the note field. Actually,
gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
You just have to click to see notes.
Okay. To view then. All right. Notes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Just so you know, and I'll get us back here, but when you first open the system, you see these notifications here at the bottom right?
And that's where it come from?
That's where it comes from. When you select another user to send that note,
And can you
sorry.
Can you go in and edit those or anything from there?
Yeah, you click here.
Okay.
Well, that one, that's because, well, one thing is if you do it from a service order, when the service order gets posted, you no longer have access to the note. But when it's from the customer card, like this one here, it actually opens their customer card, and then you can click on the note.
Okay.
I'll get us back to that service order.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, if you just want to go ahead and set this one.
Okay. This was for, where did it go? 1 year TP, all that's good. So then I'm going to go to resource. And
Pick anybody.
sorry, today's the 4th. I don't want to do that. It'd be the same date set, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the only date that I have. Actually, I have next week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Where's allocate hours? 1 here. Refresh. Make sure it took. All right, there's that.
Yeah, since it is the same day set, why don't you go and show me what you would do with the same day set?
Same day alert. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, one of the things you got to put some text in there first. I put something like, well, we're telling everybody to do is just put something like, same day alert text, something like that.
Same. I kept trying to click in it. It wouldn't give me the cursor. I don't know if you saw it kind of froze up for a second.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I checked the box first.
Yeah, that's why it is, yeah. So
okay.
You can uncheck it and then you check it again.
Gotcha. Same day set.
Right.
Booyah. All right, there you go.
Yeah, it's taken a little time. I haven't put that shared email address in there for this. But once that goes in, it'll be a lot faster. Kind of gets hung up for a few seconds the way it is right now.
All right.
There we go. Okay. All right. Why don't we go back to the contacts and we'll simulate another call in.
Real quick, Bobby, I've got a just for a second. On that last thing where you're waiting for it to populate, I mean, you don't necessarily have to sit there and wait. You can go do something else and it'll still populate. Well, back and kind of check.
Yeah, well,
right?
it's not going to be an issue because once I put that shared email address in, it'll be instant. So.
Okay.
Okay, Lee, let's try this one. 919 Nadine Place, Nadine. And how about with this one? Let's simulate that that they've got a $49 mosquito daily deal, and we're going to set that up.
All right. All right, we need to go import date. I got it. Backseat driver.
I'm not going to import date because that wasn't from
Oh, I know. That's the only thing I could put in. It was all grayed out. Contact date. He said you'd like to want it the day of the call. Contact type is inbound. I assume they bought a daily deal. Usually one.
We would never fill that out right there.
I know it'd already be filled out by the import date.
Yeah.
I got you. It's just the other dates behind me were grayed out. Place to call. Next contact. Don't they just set the day after? But we said we do that for the service card.
Yeah, but we don't do that to the very end.
Okay. I was checking. I was going to protocol what to do on this sheet before you let's refresh and before we give them a customer. Nav test. Okay, let's get it. Is that a $49? No. See this. Search route. I'll put you since you're first.
Oh, by the way, Bobby, those the appointment reports are it's in your folder.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Ashton, I'm going to go through the AdWords and Facebook stats and all that either this afternoon or sometime over the weekend. So if you can let Kara know, I'll probably call her sometime next week.
Okay.
Maybe I know it's a busy week, but she could, take a few minutes. I'll probably ask some questions.
Okay, all right, sounds good. I had to go and share.
Lee, I've got something for you. I'll wait till after you said it.
All right. Let me go. Roy. Okay. Auto. Okay. Refresh. Shut up. All right, what you got for me?
Okay, and something I guess, and actually this is something that want to run by you, but I'm assuming that you're probably going to want your people in the habit of using the call log.
Oh, yeah. I'm just not using it because that'll make... Right. Let's see. That thing was sitting up here.
It's right up there. It's just on the kind of towards the right side.
Oh, there it is. Did they rearrange or take something out?
It may be because this is my user. I've moved some stuff around.
Okay.
On the ribbon. That's probably what it is.
I got you. I remember being lower, but that's okay. I got it. So interaction. Come on, drop down. What was it? Daily deal.
Hey, Ashton, I'll leave this up to you. I mean, as far as how you want to use this, but when I'm training people, I'm making sure they know it's here.
She walked out of my office.
Okay.
But I'll let her know.
Okay.
Customer.
I'm kind of getting the same information, in other places, but it is here, so. And ultimately, there's an interaction type, like maybe if you send them an email, you could put all kinds of stuff in there. Maybe, if we send them some type of, sample contract or whatever.
Gotcha. A lot of times the marketing people send them the price sheets or whatnot. Trying to
right.
fix sales.
Again, it's an easy place to record it here, and it's saved permanently.
Okay.
Okay. How about for this? You've already said it. Why don't just, again, for training, why don't you go through the note fields that are on the service order and just tell me the difference between each one?
Let's start with technician notes. Obviously, they're going to show up on the service order detail, i.e. the service tickets that they get. If I want something on there. Routing notes, anything that particular with those. I assume that would be like directions, maybe. General notes.
The routing notes are, we have it, set up behind the scenes where Amy, when she goes to finalize the schedule and route the appointments, that's where the appointment setter can put a note, something like, do not move from this technician, or like Roy only. So Amy has some information that will help her with the routing.
All right. Now that you say that, because I was coming down to schedule notes, would you not put that there, or besides?
Schedule notes is more of an alert where if you need Amy to do something with the schedule immediately, like let's say, for instance, that this one's in area 1, but maybe you have an area where we don't have that many customers, and maybe we don't have like a termite treater schedule. So you would send Amy a schedule note alert that says, can we move a treater to area 3 for a certain date? It's just a way to send her a message, but the alert is something that she needs to take care of right away. With the routing notes, that's just one that she just needs to see when she's doing the final routing.
All right, and I don't think you and I ever went over dispatch notes, but what would go there?
Okay, that's if when the appointment is running, when, let's say, it's running and the technician calls in with something, maybe he's running late or the customer's not answering the door, and dispatch will put this note in here, and then they'll send an alert. They'll check the box just like the same day notes, but an email is sent to everybody in customer service and dispatch, plus it goes on the dispatch alert list, so the appointment setters can see, hey, we've got an issue with this service order, and they're aware of it. Because what happens a lot of times now is technician may be running late, customer calls in, says, where's your tech? And the person in the office has no idea what's going on with the appointment.
Gotcha.
So with this, it's just a way to update the service order and to let everyone know. There's a video on it. It's on YouTube now.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that part. I tried to focus
Yeah.
mostly on the marking because I knew you were going to be testing me.
Right.
But since
Yeah.
it's dispatch, I just figured I'd ask you while I had you on the phone.
Right. Yeah, and I'll show you once you're finished. I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you right now. You see this button here, dispatch
Yes, sir.
alert.
Yes, sir.
See here, we've got a list of service orders. And click. I'll open this one here. Well, actually, you got to go to navigate and hit card. I don't know why they set it up that way, but it opens the service order. And so what it is, it's a list of all service orders that have this box checked, and it shows the reason of what's going on with the appointment that, like, you know, somebody in marketing or customer service would need to know.
Gotcha.
So really, again, you're just basically putting a message on the service order, something regarding the appointment while it's being run. And again, the dispatch, those are created by the dispatch department. And it just allows, you know, the appointment setter to know what's going on with the actual appointment while it's being run.
After the appointments run and dispatch, people down in Texas go ahead and get the phone calls from the, and I assume this is the protocol, they get the phone call, they'll put in that it went through or didn't go through. Is there any way they kind of like close out and finalize this service order?
Yeah, the service, when you post it, the service order actually will disappear is the wrong word, but it's posted to their, you know, to the customer account. And it's not really appearing as a service order. Then it's a posted service invoice.
So that underneath on the customer card to the right, I know on this screen it's, I'll just move the mouse, where it says 1, that will go back to 0?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Because that's what I've been using to see when I was doing my testing stuff. I was, okay, cool, there's a service order, I can go in here.
Right.
No problem. I was just curious.
And if you want, right now we can go through the process and like simulate what the posting of the appointment, and then you can see what, you know, the customer account looks like and what the posted service invoice looks like.
I'm gonna need your help on the posting part because that's a little bit.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. Just so you can see it.
All right.
Why don't we do that? I'll show it to you right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and this is what dispatch will do. So we got service orders, and we're not going to have very many because we haven't set that many appointments, but they're going to be working off the allocation date, which is the date that the appointments are running. So here are the ones that we just set, and I think which one we did, Sycamore Ridge, I'll use that one. Okay. So if, you know, Dave is running this one, you know, he'll call in and say, okay, yep, I completed the ICTC, everything went through, you know, as it was set up. So if it didn't, you know, they have the option to change, you know, put in additional payment information, change the installments, whatever needs to be done. Then they would go into the application tab and put in whatever chemicals he used. I'm just going to say put some glue boards down.
I remember that from the training.
Yeah. Okay, well then you've seen the posting process then if you've seen this.
Well, yeah, I saw that one time with Stacy, but like I said, I was more focused on the marketing because I felt that I needed to get them up and running.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Before I master that.
They need to be familiar with this.
Okay.
Yeah, they do because, well, and really because when they don't go through and they're not produced, you know, what happens is we're updating this action required field to like something like reset appointment or something like, you know, set termite treatment. So they need to understand what the dispatch department is doing, you know, to update these service orders because a lot of them are going to come back where they need to follow up.
Okay.
So anyway, I will put one more chemical in here.
I just meant that I didn't think the marketing people would be putting in the chemicals, that's all.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
And some of the stuff I think...
Whenever I did, well, I wanted, again, part of the reason I want to show you the chemical, because you were asking what happens to the service order after it's posted. The spray rig. Okay. All right, so everything's completed. And the one thing to note, too, this general note field here, if there's something that because once we post this, what we call the service ticket, are you familiar with that we use now, that handwritten service ticket?
The ones that, let's say a guy's running 10 appointments in a day, he's going to get 10 service tickets and 1 route sheet?
Well, that's the appointment ticket. So that's like the instructions. But he has to fill out a form that has, the chemical information, where you apply, basically this information here. We have to.
8.5 by 14 piece of paper?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir. And it's got a carbon copy that they keep and the customer signs. Yes, I've seen them.
Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're putting that information into this system, for a lot of reasons. So we can have record of the chemical, what we did. Now, when we post this here, they're going to receive an email, and actually you're going to get it with your email address here. They're going to receive an email copy of what's on the service ticket. So any note field that we would want on that service ticket, for the customer to have, goes here under general notes.
Last time you and I tested, I used my regular email, and I got some of those alerts.
Okay, yeah.
So I could see it.
Right. So I'm just going to put sample note. Okay. All right. So anyways, let's go ahead and post, and then we'll go and look at everything. So hit post.
Ship an invoice. All right.
Okay. Now you see this. This is saying that that service ticket information it was just emailed. So you should have that email.
Okay.
All right. Then we'll go back, and I'm going to pull up their customer card, and we'll look at what's there. Okay. All right, notice, like you said, there's no more orders here.
Gotcha. And I see a 1 under PSD, I assume, posted. Invoice has got a 1. So if I wanted to go see it.
I don't know what, the shipments, I'm not sure about that transaction, but you're right. They have 1 posted invoice to their account.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So now you go here, I'm clicking on reports, and this posted service invoice list.
Gotcha.
Click there, and here's the invoice. You see the date, the posting date that we just created.
Okay.
Here's the information. Here's everything that here's the way you set it up with target, test, and source and everything. Here's that sample note. Then you see the chemical information here.
Gotcha.
So that's something in our current system. We just don't have the ability to put this information in. So we do now. And then, like I said, when you post it, this information is automatically emailed. Plus, we have the ability on their customer card from the Home tab, we've got this button here to send service invoice email. You go back to the same list, I hit OK, and you can send it again. You should receive that email again.
Okay.
Then we also have this report called Invoice Register. And I'm just doing it for this customer. I hit preview. And this is just a list of their service history. So you can see here, we did a 1-year termite and pest plan. That's here. For customers that have been under contract for years, this is a very long list because every time we go out there, something's posted.
Gotcha.
But that's what, after it's posted, that's what happens, to the service invoice.
Okay.
And then we also have, for reporting purposes, and I know we've looked at this service item after report.
Right.
Which is something that's all the information that me, Ashley, Stephanie, anybody would need regarding services that were posted. I'm going to put this into a spreadsheet. It was just this one appointment, but you see everything here, and as we could get this in a pivot table.
Gotcha.
Get totals for just about anything we would need.
It's gonna make your life a lot easier, brother.
Yeah. Well, it will in about 3 months when everybody's using it. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
I'm assuming I will be able to extract exact same things that were posted on a date, or kind of like a date of appointments, the ones that went through, for my case, to get the daily deals exported to an Excel spreadsheet so I can go in.
Right. And that's
Okay.
why I know you and I looked at this, because you see I'm highlighting, there's the coupon amount, the voucher, and the voucher code.
Yes, sir. Sweet.
Yeah.
That's what I need right there.
Okay.
And what's great is, if it didn't go through, it's not getting posted.
That's right.
Correct? So if
That's
I
right.
go,
We also have this other report before. This is basically the same report, but these are the ones that have not gone through, that are basically, waiting, or that have either been set or they're waiting to be set.
and this brings up a great question, because a lot of my time right now, I'm going to say, is wasted, because I go through every date of appointment on the front end when they're set. Not what necessarily has gone through, and I have to take out all the to-be resets, no-shows, and all that kind of stuff. But here's one dilemma I have run across. Let's say one address, we setting up the mosquito spray, and we also upsold them a TP IC 1 year, right?
Right.
And so that's 2 service templates, obviously, under the service line items. And I said, let's say they do it in 1 hour. I don't care if even 2 hours. But they go out, and the technician is able to treat the inside, do a termite inspection or whatever, puts them under contract, and says, you know what, it's getting ready to rain. Can you come back and do my mosquito? So only is the ICTP obviously going to get posted, and do they separate the mosquito to say this needs to be reset? So when I go get this report on posted, I don't have to worry about it. But what I have to do manually is read the customer logs and the information to figure out, okay, Lee cannot redeem this voucher yet because it didn't actually go through. Other times, they may use the voucher as a down payment for the 1 year TP, forget the mosquito, and then I would redeem. So that's a lot of times wasted in trying to figure out, can I redeem it or not, because some customers have come back and goes, hey, you redeemed my voucher by accident or whatnot. And so that's what it's logistically.
Do you want to go through that? Do you want to go through those scenarios with this, and we'll simulate what dispatch will do?
Okay, that's fine. Cause then, like I said, I spend so much time on that, and this can cut it down, and this will be awesome.
Okay. Why don't let me just give you another address to pull up, and you just tell me which one of those scenarios, and we'll, like I said, we'll do it at the same day, and then we'll do dispatch, and just make sure you're happy with the process.
All right.
I've got one here, 4049 Ranch Road.
Did you say ranch or branch?
Ranch, yeah, ranch, like a cattle ranch.
Oh, ranch. I know this is, we click find to do this. Is there any possible way that you can just hit enter?
I'll talk to them. Right now, the command is fine. I'll have to list.
It just seems so much easier. I'm in the habit of doing that in LMS.
Yeah.
Okay, so blah blah blah.
And I think what you're asking about, confusion over whether it was redeemed or not. I think the way they're going to do it in dispatch, you're not going to have an issue. So I'll show it to you, but I think you're going to like it.
All right, cool. Contact today.
Hey, I'm going to grab some more. Why don't you just, like I said, set the appointment for that scenario that you want to see?
Okay, I'm going to set up the, I'll set it up, no problem.
Okay, yeah, I'll be back in about a minute.
Okay. Go on. All right, let's go.
I think you're good.
Yeah, like I said, I think I got it. All right.
Okay, but let's say, all right, so I'm in dispatch, and you're saying that the termite plan goes through, or the termite and pest plan, but he can't, for whatever reason, maybe weather or whatever, he can't do the daily mosquito.
Okay.
That's what you're asking about, right?
Yes, sir. I just want to know, differentiate between what I can redeem and what I can't on these that have multiple type of appointments. That one will go through, one may not.
Okay. This is what they're going to do, and I may need to do something to make it a little more efficient, but so he calls it in and says, okay, I can't do the daily deal mosquitoes. So what they're going to do is they're going to check this box here.
Oh, gotcha.
Now notice the price just changed to $356. So what you're doing is you're removing this mosquito service from the service order.
You're kind of backing it out, putting it on hold?
Yeah, and what's going to happen is when they post it, a brand new service order is going to be created for this daily deal mosquito with the same user ID, assigned user ID and responsibility center.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I was getting at when I said that one's going to disappear under the orders.
Right.
All right, no problem. I got you.
So what's a little awkward, they're going to have to go here and remove this information and probably copy this so they can put it in the new service order. But anyway, so they would adjust the payment plan, because again, they're not, they're not going to, the mosquito's not going to be there. So we'll do that. And I'll put, again, just because I like to just get in the habit of putting in a chemical, I'll put something here.
Just as you're going, you took out the daily voucher type. Could we leave that in there? That lets me know that, hey, this 1 year TP came from a lead from Groupon. I try to keep track of that. But
That's
if you
here.
Oh, okay.
Well, we've got daily deal.
If it doesn't matter to you, I was just trying to keep what came from Groupon, what came from, because
probably the best way if we're going to do that, we would probably want to add it to one of these fields. We've got some other fields here we could modify. Probably the easiest thing would be to put it in here.
Okay. Because the second part was sometimes people call in, it didn't buy a voucher, and they just saw it.
Right. Well, again, that's just a matter of we've got to, figure out how we're going to use these and maybe add another one just to make sure, we're getting it correct. So, okay, it's got some chemicals. So, anyway, what's going to happen is, all right, they're going to post it, which is going to, post the complete, that the ICTC is completed. Okay. All right, now what it's done, it's created a brand new service order for this customer for the daily deal mosquito.
That hadn't been set yet. I saw that. Sweet.
It hadn't been set, and then what they do is they go into the action required field and put something like reset appointment and put a note or something like something along those, so the appointment setter knows what to do with this service order.
Yeah.
So that's sitting here. Now then they could go in and hit paste. Now they got the voucher code in here again. Let's say it was, Groupon or whatever. Put $49. And so now this service order is just waiting for somebody, this says customer service because it's logged in as me, but waiting for someone in marketing to go and start working it and reset it.
Okay, cool.
So that's how that. So it's pretty. I think that's pretty slick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then because again, if you go to this service order list, you can go in and say, okay, give me a list of all the service orders with. Well, first of all, you could go in and do it by department. Say, okay, I'm in customer service. That's responsibility CS. Give me a list of all the service orders that are open. so you do that, then you can go and say, okay, for customer service, give me all the ones that need to be reset.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just going to go in and just constantly open service orders, see what's going on, and try to reset them.
Okay.
So that's the process. I mean, if it doesn't go, if something doesn't go through production, dispatch is basically editing a service order and sending it back to the department that set it via these action required fields, so they can go in and set the appointment again.
Yeah, see,
here's the one, and here's the one that we just did.
Now with the marketing people here, they pretty much got it down with daily deals. And what I've discovered recently is that some people are calling down at the beach, and they're scheduling a daily deal here and there, but I'm not necessarily getting the information so I can redeem it. Now they'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because as you know, somehow we won't get paid unless I can redeem them.
Right. Well, I think, from now that you've seen the process all the way through from how it would be, once it's posted and completed, you may have some ideas on how maybe it's something we need to modify here, but whatever we need to do, where it's efficient, you get the information you need, I'm willing to do it. So.
Yeah, as soon as we roll it out, and just like any new software, there might be a 0.1, 0.2 updated version where we go in and modify any bugs and stuff. So yeah,
right.
After we get it going, I'll have a better understanding as a whole. But concept-wise is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
No problem, man. I'm telling you how much time I spend on that. It's very frustrating. I have to look up so many records. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, this is our chance to, let's see if we can make it a much easier process. So.
And again, I'd hate to redeem something that it's not supposed to be redeemed and upset a customer here and there and end up getting a bad review and something you can't undo.
Right.
So yeah, I'm kind of very anal about that.
Yeah, well, one thing to show you real quick, and I'm going to just so you see exactly what I'm talking about, I'm going to add a service item here, even though we just ran this. But, you've got, these service items actually have separate numbers. So, I mean, the system is looking at these as two completely different transactions, the mosquito and the termite plan.
Right.
So it may be that you would want to have, again, another field here specific to this daily deal. Like maybe you'd want to put the voucher number here as opposed to down here. I don't know, you may just want to think about that and play around with it, because when you go and look at those, those reports, the service item after, it's going to show it based on, this line is like its own transaction.
I'd like to have the marketing people, when they initially set it up, to have if the same scenario, the daily deal for both line items, because when they set it up, a lot of stuff, they're pitching stuff that may not go through. They're hoping that one TP may go through, but when the technician gets out there, you know what? Talk to my husband. We're just going to go with the mosquito, or I'm just going to go with the one-time pest control treatment instead of the one-year TP, and vice versa. Therefore, the more information I have, and let me decide what I do and could not use. But if it's not put in there initially, I'm kind of behind the 8 ball where I'm like, oh my God, it went through as a TP, but now I don't have the voucher number.
Right.
So yeah, I'd rather do that if that's possible. That's when I said when you did it on the service line details, if they could just leave that in there and I'll deal with it later.
Okay, that's fine. Let me remove this one.
Like I said, there's so many different scenarios as you're aware of in all these other departments. That's why I was trying to be as thorough as I could for the our team up here, because they are. Oh my God, here's another one. And every day I still get calls from the marketing people. Hey, what about this? Yeah.
Well, that's one thing with just this software in general. I mean, trying to make sure it can accommodate, every single scenario. I mean, it's definitely been a challenge. So,
cracking the Da Vinci Code.
yeah. Okay. All right. Let's. Why don't we go back to the contacts and let's do another one here.
All right.
All right. This one is 5212 Westwood.
5212 West.
Yeah. What's going on with this one?
This already has its yada 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 the nav number. It looks a little different from where the phone number and the emails are over here.
Yeah. Let me. How about I ask you this way? Where actually are you in the system right now?
Service history. Payment credit memo. Yeah, this is different. Refund.
All right, let me ask you, okay, if you were on a service order, well, let's say you were on a service order and you wanted to go, the note field that appears on every single appointment ticket is permanent.
Customer card.
There you go.
So usually I click on here, which takes me there, so obviously that takes me right back to here.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. That's why I look different. I was looking for a phone number up here, no problem.
Okay. All right, so again, what do you see here? Again, if they called in and from marketing, what would marketing see here and be like, whoa, I can't set up.
Right, so the first thing is they go down to renewal info and they look over an active status or plan status, I should say, and then also a date.
Right. Okay. That's what I was getting at.
Okay, that's usually what I do. That's the first steps I have is once they get in there, to scroll down to renewal info and see, because you don't want to be setting something up that's already set up or gone through. Or they need to put them down to the beach, so to speak.
Exactly. Okay. That's what I was going for there. Okay, let's while we go back to the contacts, I've got another one for you. Let's try 12105 Crestwood.
12105 Crest. Crestwood, same thing. All right. Customer card. So let me just ask you this. I went to the customer card, but there was no contact. So would this be a case where someone called in and it was manually set up and it did not come through the new homeowner importation process? Is that?
No, this is just one well, the first one, they're already a customer, so it could have been a lot of reasons they're not on the contact card.
Okay.
But, for one, they could have been a customer for the last 10 years. Same thing with this one. It's not on the contact for whatever reason, but what's the scenario with this, and what could marketing do with this?
Well, it's not active, and service plan date expired back in March on 19th, so I would assume they'd try to get them back under contract.
Exactly. You're right. What would be the first step they would do if the customer said, yeah, I'm interested, I want to talk to you about, some new service? Let me ask you this way. When you create a new customer from a contact, two things happen. There you go.
Create service order.
That's what I was getting at.
But I was going to ask you, but there's nothing that I would or our department would do on the renewal stuff to leave it as is, and that'll change later, or would they have to
exactly. Yeah, and I haven't figured out exactly how that's going to work yet. But with all of them, whether they were under contract before, whether they're brand new, at some point, we need to go in and put that contract information. And I'm thinking it's going to be Lori's going to do it. Like, she's going to run a report, like, the day after everything goes through production, find the ones that are new ICs, and go in and just update their contract information
Yeah.
there.
All right, gotcha. So for our department, next thing we do is just go create service order.
Right.
Got it.
Okay. All right. One thing, I want to show you two things here. I'm going to go back. One thing to be a little bit careful with is, I mean, again, we're just messing around and practicing, but every time you hit create service order, it creates one.
Yeah, I got you. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you don't, I've seen other people do that. They're just not used to it, not sure, and next thing you know, you've got somebody with 5 service orders.
Gotcha.
But notice here when we cancel, we're putting in a cancellation date. We've got a reason. I'm also, instructing Stephanie once we go live to put in this note field here, put additional info. But we've also got this field here called marketing status. And what we're doing with this is putting whether it's approved for PIC or it's not approved. So if it's something like we wrote them off for bad debt, they didn't pay us, we don't want to put them back under. So if this status was no PIC, that would tell the marketing department they can't work it, unless maybe they go to the notes and try to collect, whatever the write-off amount was.
All right, and as of now, though, how do they handle those situations, or do we even have that protocol? This is the first I've heard of that.
They're in customer management. They're basically exporting a list into Excel or basically giving the marketing department a list, and then they're there to take that list and go in and update lead management manually and put that information in there. So this is just a lot cleaner.
Okay.
Because I'll show you now what marketing would do, and there's a video on this, but they're going to need to know this. The list that we use for the renewals basically allows us to go get a list of customers by their contract. So here's the list here, and what you can do is go in and say, okay, give me a list of all the customers that have a plan status of inactive, which would mean they're canceled. Then you could go in and put in a range of a cancellation date. So if I wanted everything that was canceled within like the last 30 days.
Now, I've overheard actually, and I assume the protocol is there are some that if they're within certain days, it comes back to marketing. If not, it's renewal's chance to upsell them again.
Well, the way we're going to do it, though, with this is once this plan status changes to inactive, once that happens, marketing can start working it.
Okay.
So then that's what they will do. So they'll know based on cancellation dates when Stephanie's going to change the status. Then this is the list that they'll see. And they'll see the reason and they'll see whether it's PIC eligible. And then what they can do is just go to view customer, pull up their customer card, try to contact them. They've got the phone numbers and email address, and just like we just did, create service order, and they start working it.
Gotcha. All right. I'll make sure I include that because I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Yeah, no, that's again, that's a much cleaner process than the way we do it now. But yeah, that's how it's going to work.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you, I've got one more thing, and it's pretty easy. While we go and create one more contact, and I don't have an address. No, actually, I do. I do have an address.
I was going to say, because I remember the first day we talked, and I've gone back through my notes, I don't know how to create something from scratch.
Okay, that's easy.
I'm sure it's not that difficult, but...
yeah, we can do that.
We can
do that within this scenario. So, yeah, why don't you just go, if you can get to the contact card, we'll...
New?
Yeah.
All right, then just set it up from there, then save, or okay?
Yeah, just click in name, and that'll automatically generate a contact number. Yeah, there you go.
Ah, cool. So, should I just make something up, or?
Yeah, that's fine. Make something up, and yeah, then there's just one more thing that I want to test you on, and then. Well,
assume I'm doing that right.
You know why it's coming up that you kind of have an issue there is because everything's set up for Maryland, a Maryland zip code. I always do. Yeah, I always pick the city of Laurel, Maryland, because I know it's in Area 4.
Gotcha. I was wondering where it got. See, those zip codes, though, those are right here in Midlothian.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing. If you put in the Midlothian zip code, there's no area attached to it. So. Actually,
Gotcha. All right. Cool.
Actually, if you pick a different zip code for Laurel, all right, maybe click back on the city and see it, because I can see the one that you picked. Because there was no code or no service zone code. I'm trying to think of the way to do this.
Maybe if I start to retype it.
Yeah, try that. There we go. Yeah.
So this is different. Does that have
Yeah,
a code? Let me try refresh that. Change it. What?
Yeah. Any of those where you see it's got a service subzone code, any of those
Gotcha.
work.
243. All right, cool. All right. You know, this has happened every time. See where it says phone number? I type in 804. I actually been typing in my cell number 543-9464 every time, and every time it's changed it to 439. Don't know if that's a glitch or something, but I know I've not mistyped my own number every time. So
really, wait. Okay, so do that again. Yeah, why don't you show me that again?
Okay. My cell number 804-543-9464, which is showing it right there, right?
Right.
See how it changed when I left the field?
Yeah, I'll show that to Andrew. Yeah.
I don't know why it's doing that, but I've noticed it every time. I'm like, well, these are just mock tests, but if for you to go live, all right.
No, big deal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at that.
Oops. Can't type today. Jeez. All right. Home value, I don't know any of that stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Date, this type. Published. Contact today. Type. Service ticket. So now when I refresh, this thing's kind of automatically saving or auto save, let's say.
Some of the stuff automatically saves. Some you have to hit refresh. I would just, to be safe, I'd just get in the habit of hitting refresh. That's what I'm telling everybody.
Well, I got that's number one step I wrote down on refreshing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if I hit OK. I remember one time you said you would leave the card. So is that how you kind of close the card, by hitting OK, or?
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can. You'll close the card, but you're not going to. What you want to do is create a customer account. So.
I got you. All right.
Okay. How about with this one? Let's do this. Let's say that again, somebody from the marketing department is talking to them about say a 2-year termite and pest plan, but the customer says, you know what? I'm already under contract with say it's Orkin. It expires in November. Call me back then.
I think I got it. Anything else?
The only thing I would do, and this is something we may need to run by Ashley, is I would go ahead and create the service line item for that.
I was going to ask you if we should do that and just hold it like in a holding pattern.
Good. Yeah.
And you said 2 years.
That way you automatically know what they're interested in or what you're talking to them about. You can always change it later.
All right, where's that 2 year, 2 year, 2 year, 2 year? I see. Okay. Should I wait on that? In that case, would they wait on the target best? Because maybe the target best changes by then.
Yeah, I think
the service rep.
I just like again, same thing with the rep. I just like getting that initial information in there.
Well, no, they probably wouldn't new homeowners because they wouldn't have sold their house. So let's go office sale. Who cares? Okay.
Okay. And again, too, like on the customer card, we have that permanent note field we can use, and just so you see their same note field is on the service order up at the top, that orange kind of note.
RH note.
No, it's kind of orange. It's on it looks exactly that one there. It looks exactly the same as the one on the customer card, but there's one here on the note on the service order.
And the one I'm holding right here?
Yeah, I just want to explain the difference. This one's on the service order, but when we go in and we post the service order when it's completed, that note field will disappear. So that's why I'm encouraging everybody to make sure they use the note that's actually on the customer card.
All right, so you know where I have the cursor.
No, I'm saying again, right now you're on the service order.
Right.
Okay, if you wanted to make a permanent note that's going to be there forever,
I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go
right. I'm saying if you do it on the service order, it's not permanent.
Gotcha. I was going to do it. I would do it right here. I do remember that.
Well,
and that's where I would.
That's the one that'll go on the appointment ticket. But I'm talking about if you wanted just a note about this account that'll be there forever, this is the one you want to use. This one here that's on the customer card.
All right, I got that. Now, the very first time we did training, was it at one point that the customer note on the customer card was the permanent one?
It's permanent, but that's the one that's always going to go on every appointment ticket.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I got you.
So, I mean, you may have a note there you don't want on the service order detail.
I got you now. Okay, the difference. No problem. I thought I remember hearing that. No problem. So I can go back to service order. All right.
Okay. All right. One other thing, if you can, I don't know. I'm sure you've seen this, but I don't know how much talk about. If you go back to the customer card. Okay. If we wanted, you know how we could link a document, like if we had something. There you go. Okay. You just want to make sure you knew what it was.
I haven't got to that video yet, but see, I'm so glad we're doing this for daily deal vouchers.
Okay, yeah, well, it's very easy. You see on the right side, it looks like two buttons. You click there. I think there's one that comes up that says New. And what it does is it gives you what you can, and over to the right, you can click to search, the network or
the browse.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So that's nothing to that.
And then go find a file, attach it, and save.
Yeah, and then it's there permanently, or until you remove the link.
Awesome.
And you can put as many as you want.
Awesome. And that includes JPEGs?
I think so. I haven't tested that, but I think so.
I don't even know if I got any JPEGs.
Yeah, this is the test server. I don't think we have any. I don't know if you could somehow get to our current network to find it.
No, I don't. Shoot. Let's see.
Maybe under pictures, maybe there's something sample one now.
There should be from like Windows. Come on. Come on. You know what? Let me see. Sometimes there's usually a second box, so you can change the different file types. A lot of times, like in Excel, defaults.
Let me see if I can copy a picture. I got an idea.
I'm just thinking if it had like all types of files.
I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's going to work.
Gosh, you got a bunch of icons.
Oh, yeah. My desktop's crazy. Is this something here like you'd want?
That's fine. That's a great example.
Okay. Hoping this will work. Okay.
Oh, I see. I keep thinking I'm on my computer. I'm on yours. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. So let's new.
There we go.
Yeah. So.
Sweet. Because see, sometimes people will just take a picture of their cell phone or their voucher and send it in.
Right. Okay. Well, that's how it sits there, and then you just click on it. Click here that's open, and yes.
You know how much easier it is than going back through all the text paperwork trying to find if they collected a voucher?
Okay. All right. Well, there we go.
Sweet.
So, okay. All right. Okay, let's go back. I got one more thing for you. And
All right.
what I want you to do is go to the service order list.
Let's see. Yeah, service order.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and what you want to do is clear the filter because it's set up just for that has that customer. Not either that or just remove that customer number. One of the two. What I'd like for you to do is for the marketing department, find all the appointments that need to be reset.
Okay. I would think that was under here, that RA, and then do you just hit enter? Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
All right. How about if you wanted to get it just all the appointments by a next contact date range, say from today until the end of the year?
Just for the marketing, or to take those out?
Yeah, just for marketing.
Okay. So 4, 15, ... 2 or 3 dots?
It's 2.
12, 1, 15, enter.
Okay.
All right.
All right, perfect. Yeah, that's all I've got.
Okay.
You did good.
You're
exactly.
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean you're exactly where I need you to be with this. So.
Okay, because Ashley had told me she'd been bragging a little bit. I'm like, don't do that, because I don't know what he's going to test me with. I don't know everything.
I was hoping by Labor Day that that you would be at a point where I felt like you knew it well enough to work, to train other people, and I definitely think you're there.
Yeah, I think I got a grasp of it. I mean, there might be a couple of things here and there, but like I said, I'm going to go back through this video once we're done and add the things that I was weak on.
Okay.
So I have everything encompassed, and we should be good to go.
Okay, yeah, I think so.
Might be a little tired, like I told you on Tuesday, because it's going to be a huge game in Blacksburg, brother.
Oh, I'm sure. Isn't there a big concert, I think, Saturday or Sunday night with Brad Paisley?
Sunday, yes, sir.
Oh, God, that place will be crazy.
It is. Plus, they're opening up the parking lots at 7 a.m., so they're going to start drinking. So it's going to be nuts.
Is that on Monday?
Yes, sir. No people were.
Oh,
I know. I told him, my dad's big on a bunch of boards there and all that. And I'm like, Dad, those people are going to get out of control. And he's got a box. I said, your people in your box are going to be hammered.
yeah. Yeah,
So I'm glad.
I hate to think I was a student at Tech and had like an 8 o'clock class on Tuesday. I guess you wouldn't be going.
But they did cancel class on Monday. That's how big the game is.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I'll be on the field.
Right. Well, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Especially when we rush it after we take them down again.
We'll see.
I know.
It'll be interesting.
I can't wait.
Oh.
But I'm going to drive down
All right,
Monday morning and drive back in the middle of the night. So if you want, I'll start training Tuesday and I get in here.
No. Well, what I told Ashley is what I'd like to have is by, right around October 1st, or I guess October 2nd is a Friday. I'd like to have everybody trained at that point. And then that way, during the month of October, we can concentrate on everything we need to do to go live, converting, getting the data out of the current systems, into this new one. So,
And that brings
whatever schedule you guys come up with, that's what I'd like to see, October 2nd.
that won't be a problem. Should I do it the online through the browser interface, or will we have enough licenses or whatnot to do it through the?
I think we'll be able to do it logging in to our current remote desktop. I haven't even looked at the browser version, and like you said, some things are different, which makes me a little nervous. So what I'd like to do is maybe on our current remote desktop get maybe your login, Ashley, mine, Stephanie, Kenny, maybe have like a handful that we know work and they all look the same, and just use those.
Okay, because I thought maybe A, you were going to ask me some questions on the browser one. I was a little nervous on that. And two, if it was possible for the other employees to have theirs, I would just do a go-to meeting and again, like you've done to me with the education part, but also kind of showing them and then letting them take the reins, so to speak.
Okay.
But that's up to y'all.
Well, no, what I think has worked well is and it kind of where if you demonstrate, show them how to do it, have them take notes just like you have. Again, we've got, I've got 19, videos on there, plus the ones like recording sessions with you and Stacy. So there's a lot of stuff they can watch, and I think once they've done that and taken notes, then what I've seen is that just having people do it, and coaching them while they're, working with it seems to work. So.
Okay, and like I said, they got a 50-page manual right now. It might get even bigger after today, but that's more than enough content, I think, to get them started.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you need any help from me, just let me know. And I may come up with something kind of like I've done with you and Stephanie and everybody, is maybe a list to like test people on and just say, okay, they need to know how to, set a daily deal and with and put the daily deal towards the, termite pest policy. Just, get a list of everything. Be able to explain the note field. Be able to explain the alerts.
Well, that's a great segue, because what I was going to ask you is, and you don't have to come up with the scenarios because I can kind of use the same type of scenarios you quizzed me with a few weeks ago, but I would need addresses and stuff that's set up in there that's kind of cleared. There's not the ones that I did, obviously, but times 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 reps. So I'd have to get back with you on that to say, hey, what addresses could I use in this test setting?
You can use anything.
Okay.
The thing is, though, just to give you a heads up, it's one of the things with me, it's a little bit of a challenge, is the time involved. To go in, just like today, I started a half hour before we started, going in and getting addresses and looking at accounts, just like the ones, the PICs, just to make sure it looks the way that I want you to see it.
Okay.
So there's some work involved with that.
I gotcha.
And I'm willing to help you. If you call me, if you say, hey, I'm going to be testing Devin and Pam, at the end of the week, can you, help me set up some test accounts? I'll be happy to do it. So.
I'll let you know in advance. I'm going to talk to Ashley and see what's the best way to do this, because we don't want to take so many of them away from their phones and whatnot.
Right.
Some come in early or whatever, maybe during lunch or something. We'll figure something out.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot, but again, on your end, just to, to set it up for them to train, it's a lot. So.
That's why I was asking you, because I would not dare go in there. I don't want to mess anything up.
No, you can't really mess anything up. I'm not worried about that. So.
Okay. Well, no problem.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We'll have a good time at the game. So hopefully Tech can pull off another upset. I'd like to see that. So.
That'd be awesome. We need it.
Well, I tell you, it doesn't look like your schedule's too bad after Ohio State. So.
It's relatively easy. Actually, the home games are kind of horrible. They're not that good. And I think they got Miami on the road. Other than that, clear sailing. Defense awesome. Yeah. Offense we'll see, but like every team, they're going to grow from week 1 to week 2. I just cross my fingers because every time we've been good and everybody says we're good, we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, I know that.
So I just know in Blacksburg, I'm just fired up. I don't care. I just can't wait.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, well, have a good time. I'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, sir. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.